Hola amigos, hoy tengo una noticia muy especial que compartir con todos vosotros y es que en colaboración con la Federación Inglesa vamos a realizar un directo especial con motivo de la final de Wembley de este año. La final se celebrará el sábado 15 de mayo y nuestro directo será el jueves 13 de mayo. Será, como digo, un directo muy especial con grandes invitados, con muchísimas sorpresas que estoy seguro que os encantará. Antes de que se celebraran las semifinales, la FA nos dio acceso a la posibilidad de entrevistar a algunos jugadores de los 4 equipos semifinalistas. Y hoy os presentamos una de estas entrevistas con el capitán del Southampton, con James Ward-Prowse, uno de los jugadores más queridos por la comunidad y posiblemente uno de los grandes especialistas a balón parado en el mundo ahora mismo. Que la disfrutéis. Well, first of all, James, thank you very much for your time. It's very kind of you. I would like to start with your FA Cup run. How do you feel about the possibility of captain your team to the first title in so many years?
Yes, it would be an amazing achievement. We've been on a really good cup run this season, and the manager made it very clear from the start that it was a competition that we wanted to take very seriously and wanted to win. And I think when you get to this stage of the competition, of course, you start thinking towards the final and potentially what that would look like if we won, but I don't think we can get too far ahead of ourselves. We know we've got a very difficult challenge in Leicester, and we have to beat that team first before we can think about anything else.
James, how would you explain to the fans abroad how important is this FA Cup title for Southampton as a city and as a club?
Yeah, it's a huge competition, I think, for every young English player coming through as their journey starts in football. You know how special the FA Cup is, and especially for Southampton to have only won it once. We want to make sure that we can be there to give ourselves a chance to create history and to give the Southampton fans something to cheer about.
We know your family supports Portsmouth, and of course there is a huge rivalry with Southampton. Is your family cheering for you, or are they staying loyal to Portsmouth? How are family dinners?
No, I think that idea is kind of gone now. It was obviously when I was younger, having come from Portsmouth, but now it's totally different. They're 100% fully behind me, fully behind the team, and want us to go forward and win. So hopefully we can get there and make some history.
In our community, James, from Spain and Latin America, there's a lot of fans of your set pieces technique. Here in Spain, we've seen Messi, Beckham, Roberto Carlos, but we would like to know, what do you think it makes your technique so special?
It's hard to know, really. I think it's just a technique that I've found has come naturally to me, but when I first started taking free kicks, I was watching a lot of players all over the world to see different techniques, and I kind of found myself doing my own way. I think the way when I strike the ball, when I kind of have to hop and jump over to try and get the dip the other side of the wall. So I think that's a big part of the reason why I score a lot of free kicks, is to be able to get the ball down the other side.
Do you study goalkeepers and the way they organize the wall?
Yeah, I think there's always a lot of analysis on opponents in open play, but especially for me, I like to watch the way the opposition set their walls up, if the goalkeeper has any tendencies to do certain things on certain actions. So yeah, there's a little bit of homework that goes into it, but I hold the stance that if you can put the ball wherever you want to put it, then the keeper hopefully won't save it. So that's the way I work.
Who's your inspiration as a free kick taker?
Definitely David Beckham. Growing up watching him play for England and Manchester United was so inspiring. I'd want to go out in the garden and replicate his free kicks, and I'd hear my mum and dad shouting for me to come in. More so my mum, really, because she'd have dinner ready and dad would be egging me on. But he was definitely the one that I looked up to when I was a kid.
You're responsible of taking the free kicks for Southampton, and you are one of the best specialists in the world.
And you're not taking penalties. Do you prefer the free kicks than penalties, or?
Yeah, I think you'll have to talk to Danny Ings about that. We've had a couple of discussions about it, but no, I mean, as long as I take the free kicks, I know Ingsy's very good at penalties, so as long as he's scoring them and winning us the games, I'm happy. yeah, I'd rather take the free kicks, to be honest, than the penalties. But yeah, obviously nice to have scored a few earlier in the season as well.
James, tell us about Ralph Hasenhüttl. How has he improved your game since he arrived?
Yeah, he's changed my career around, really. I think prior to his arrival, I was in a really difficult place. I wasn't sure what direction I was going to turn in, but he came in and had a brutally honest conversation with me about things that he required from me to play in his team, and I love the way that he works in all attributes, and I wanted to make sure that I could be a player to play in his team, and it all started out on the training pitch to make sure that I could give myself the best chance to be in his team, and I've not really looked back since.
James, you have played in many different positions. I remember that Nacho and I were together at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and we saw you in a cup match playing against Tottenham as a right back. You have also played as a winger, as a central midfielder. What do you think is your best position?
I think definitely central midfield. I think that's helped me along in my development, is being able to play a number of different positions, and I think the fact that I wasn't able to show properly the fans what I could do at a younger age is because I wasn't playing my natural position. But under this manager, he gave me that trust and that license to play in that position, and he requires a lot of physical work, and I think that's played into my hands quite nicely. But definitely the central area is my strongest position, but yeah, I'm lucky to be able to play a few as well.
Was it the position you felt suited you best, or was it Hasenhüttl's decision?
No, I think all along I knew that playing centrally was definitely my strongest position. It's a position I played as a kid coming through the system, so I knew it quite well, but under different managers I've had different demands of playing other positions, and I think that's helped my overall development within the game to understand different roles and responsibilities and the way that the team operates. And the manager's got us very well drilled now. We know what each position requires and the fundamentals of playing under him. So I think if you find even Fraser playing as a striker or Danny Ings playing in goal, everybody knows the requirements of the team and the way we work.
How was it to be captain during pandemic times? How did you lead the team from home?
Yeah, I mean, it was very difficult not to be with the team every day. I think the club did very well at keeping us in the loop with things. There's a lot of uncertainty and unknown of what was going to come, but it was just a case of keeping everybody positive. I think everybody used that time away to spend time with family and appreciate being around people. So football wasn't necessarily the first thought in your mind. It was more about making sure that your family was safe and well, and to concentrate on that. So in terms of leadership, no, I mean, there wasn't a lot to do. I think everybody took on the pandemic very well and are continuing to do so.
Well, James, thank you very much for your time and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.